everybody, Spine Ticks Pressing here, and I've got in front of me the Tick Special Edition #1. Only 5,000 copies of this book were made, and they were each individually stamped. This is copy 119. But there's extensive rust damage to the book, so stay tuned to this series where I'm going to show you how I use this engraving tool and some of these other tools to repair this book and try to work for a conserved grade. So let's get to it! All right, everybody, we're back. And this really is a special book. This is a fairly expensive book if you are to get a hold of a copy. And this one, it really is in excellent shape on the front and back and even on the interior pages, but somehow there was some very serious moisture and it caused rusting to the staples that was so bad that when I removed the staples, the rust had literally rusted apart it had taken and deteriorated all the paper. And you can see the rust staining. So this book is going to need to be leaf casted. And what I've got is I've got some various papers that I'm going to make into a pulp. Maybe not in this particular episode, but coming up. And the challenge of this book is I've got two different colors. I've got the interior pages, which is a slightly gray or white than the main cover. And the cover is it's not like your typical comic book cover. This edition came out in 1988, and so it's got a nice thicker, glossier paper that's going to need to be matched. So this one, as I said on the intro, is stamped with number 119. You can see it right there. And let me put up a couple images. Here's some starting images of this book. And you can see the rust damage to the book when I started. So this particular book, you can see the rust was very extensive, went all the way through the book. And it has created these damaged areas of the book. Now, I'm going to start with the interior wrap and work my way backwards. But if we flip it over, and we can see that this first wrap is not too bad. It's in pretty good shape. And the second wrap is not too bad as well. You can see it there. But as we get further and further in, the rust damage gets more extensive. So I'm going to need to leaf cast these pages. I'm going to try to do my best to lighten these rust stains and get them in better shape. But I think a lot of them, they're going to be problematic because I'm going to need to remove the damaged paper. And that's why I've got this engraving tool. So you can see, not too bad. The rust did go through every single page. And as you get closer to the center wrap, it gets worse. You can see, look at this. This is really bad. And it just gets worse. And here is the center wrap. Now this one I've already cleaned. I've already worked on this one, and I've washed the page so that I could remove a lot of the rust staining, but still we have this brown paper. And what I want to do is I want to match this paper as closely as I can. I've got some mixed media, and I'll probably experiment with a couple different colors You can get these booklets, and they come in various shades. You can get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And you can see this one's pretty light. Let's take a look at the other pad. I thought this was maybe a little bit better of a match. It's not too bad. This one's closer. In fact, I think that's a pretty good match, actually. So you can see it laying down here. Not sure how well that translates, but the color is really close, really close. So this particular book, the Strathmore sketch paper, I'm going to use that and grind that up to improve these pages by leaf casting in these holes that we've got here on the book itself. The point of this is to remove some of this, I'm going to call it dead paper. It really is poor. I really want to try to get a conserved grade for this book, and I think it can happen based on what CGC has posted on their website. So I want to try to really remove a lot of this problematic area. You can see right down in here. I want to remove it, and then I want to replace it with the leaf casted sections. And then when it's all done, the cover is going to be clean, and the staples will be reinserted into the book, and we'll have a working book. What I'm going to be working on right now is I'm going to be using my engraving tool, and I'll see if I can hold this up close to the camera so you can see. I think that's pretty good. And it's very lightweight. This was about $9 at Harbor Freight. And you can also pick up, additionally, there's some fine tip pieces. These can be added to the tool. This was a separate purchase, but it came with 2 kits. And you can see these are really fine, like I guess you want to call them grinding tips that I can add to this particular engraver to help me work on some of the areas that are a little bit finer. Now, this area you can see it's quite large where the brown paper is. This is not, and I'm not going to remove much of that. And then you can see the bottom here as well. So the plan is to clean the pages and try to remove any excess rust that I can. And then, and obviously I dry them. And I won't show you too much of that, but I'll try to show a couple pages that I do. And then we're going to remove this dead paper. It's really not so great for the book. So I'm going to take a wrap of paper or a tape and kind of use it to prop up the book. And let's keep the book together nicely there. And I'm going to be working on removing this dead paper so that we can replace it later on. So the tool is great. It's very fine. And I'm just going to be gently moving along. And as you can see, I'm just slowly grinding these brown areas out. Now I'll work on the front side and we'll work on the back. And I've really got to remove this paper because it's very brittle and it's lost some of the elasticity of it. And you can see this is a very nice precision tool that lets me get in there. And what I like about this tool is it does leave a little bit of a raggedy edge around the paper, and I think that's going to be excellent for bonding the leaf casting. And I just don't want to remove too much. Now, I am very lucky that some of the interior pages, like the first wrap of the book, are in much better shape than the center wrap. So that I'm going to use that first wrap as a way to align the holes back up for the staples. So I'm just massaging these areas, kind of remove the dead paper. And I'm probably going to go underneath and do it from the other side. So you can see a lot of the dead paper is gone. I do have some areas where the paper is kind of bunched up, and I'd like to get that out. So I'm just using a little tool here. Again, it's another little kit, sort of a scraping tool that I picked up also at Harbor Freight. What? Who got big?
Yes.
Who did? Somebody got big?
Yes.
Who? Yoda got big?
Yes.
Mm.
Home.
Are you done with the show? You want me to turn it off?
No.
Okay.
Oh, they got big.
They did, huh? Don't touch. Put that down.
A scoop. A tinger.
Let go of that, please.
Oh, they got big.
Okay, go watch, see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Please don't touch that. Please don't touch.
Here, I lost him. Oh, sorry. Time. Here, I lost him. Oh, sorry. Time. Here, I lost him. Oh, sorry. How they got big.
Okay, great.
How they got big.
Okay, got big.
How they got big.
Okay.
More.
Stay back. big. Okay. Are they okay?
Yes.
Okay. I love you. Please let go of my arm because I need this hand. All right, so you can see there is the new hole. And as I said, when it lays out flat, my number one goal is to just try to remove as much of the rust staining as I can. I'm gonna leaf cast this, so I don't want the rust stain to show through the leaf cast. This one right here, let's bring it down a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see the color as well. That one needs a little bit more work. I still see a tinge of that reddish orange color right along here. The nice thing about this tool is it does give you variable speed. You can kind of decrease your pressure and that helps slow down the spinning portion of or the grinding portion of the tool. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks, and I'll take my finger and provide a little bit of strength, and then I'm just going to kind of brush the book this way. And what it's doing is it's the microfibers of the paper are coming out in the middle, and that's going to make, I think, for a very excellent bond. And as I scrape, I'm also taking off little dead particles of this rusty paper and removing it. Now, what I'd like to get right here is this piece. So I'm going to use a more precise head. This tip right here, see if you can see it. Not very well. There, we had it for a second. Maybe I can focus in on the green piece. But right there you can see that little piece. I'm gonna remove this tip, put in this tip, and then use this much skinnier piece to clean up inside this hole. I really want to keep intact that hole and not make it any larger than I have to make it. Okay, here we are. The pages are finished. Here's what a lot of them look like. I'll zoom in so you can see. I'll get a super zoom. This is actually a page on top of another page, so I'll lift it up slightly. And you can see that the rusty, damaged paper has been removed, and the hole is a little bit wider now. The leaf casting is going to fill in the hole, and then I will create new holes for the staples. But here's one page. Let's take a look at another page. Here's another one underneath it, and they all look very similar to this. Alright, so back up. So there are some of the pages finished now from the removal of the rusty paper. Thanks for checking out this video, and take a look at some of the other videos I've got up here on the screen for you to check out, and be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when part 2 is released, and part 2 will be leaf casting. Hey, thanks for watching. Get out there, find those books, and happy hunting.